good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time it is for you, it might even be midnight. Whenever you want to tune in to do a little bit of yoga, samadhi. I love our Fridays. It's our Warrior Flow Friday. It's a little bit of effort, but not a lot. Not like you're going to be feeling like you're exhausted or in pain. It's a nice hatha practice, and it's the Warrior Flow, Virabhadrasana flow. And then we're moving into Samadhi today. So Samadhi is the ultimate state of yoga. It is that state of bliss. It's that state of silent stillness, I am state, that pure conscious awareness state where you're so alert and you know you are everything. You have this experience that you can't really put into words, but it's available within everybody, and it's a very enlightened, awakened state. We're always awakening. That doesn't ever end. Even after the Christ over, even after the Master, even after we're Christ, even it doesn't matter. We just keep awakening. We're all simply awakening. Maybe at a little bit different levels, but it's like a flower of a field of flowers in springtime, and they all bloom in the field, and that's the path for humanity right now. We're all awakening, we're all blooming to higher states. We are realizing that we are that divine intelligence. It's moving through us, it's sane and connected to the source of all intelligence, and it has a deep connection with all souls, all rays of brilliance from source, the God of our understanding. So we're going to be practicing Samadhi today. I'm going to take you through a couple Samadhi breaks, and just listen to my voice and let me guide you through, and just sort of surrender to whatever state opens up naturally. Because I'll just guide you through the 8 limbs of yoga, Patanjali's 8 limbs. I'm going to take you through. I'm not going to go through the first and the second. Those are the yamas and the niyamas, and they're the ethical and moral and precepts, and we go through those in our classes. But we're going to go start with 2, which is asana, our body. And we're going to become connected to our body, deeply connected to all aspects of our body. So I'm going to invite you now to sit in a nice, comfortable position. Come up underneath me. That feels good. But we're going to start to move into yoga and explore Samadhi. So as we are entering into the body, we just start to become aware of our physical body, 360 degrees. Start to feel the shoulders, the arms. Where are they in space? Feel your back of your neck, front of your throat. Feel your head and balancing and feeling this core of the body, the chest, back, the scapulars, and spinal column, this pelvic area, feeling the legs, knees, shins and calves, the ankles, the feet, the toes, and the toes. Bring our conscious awareness into every single toe. And we're going to be breathing into our belly. We're going to start breathing into the belly. This is the most natural and healthiest way. You can hold a hand mover. I like to hold the chin, but I do like to bring a hand to my belly, because this really helps me start this breath. As I inhale, I feel my hand expand out away from the spinal column. Belly expands a little bit, and you can exaggerate it with this exercise, and then move back to more natural. And then exhaling, feeling the belly coming in towards the spine. And so we're going to really focus for a few moments simply on this breath. Inhaling, feeling the belly expand out, and exhaling, feeling the belly come in. And we're moving now into our pranamaya kosha. So we really got connected, and we're still connected to the anamaya kosha. We're going to bring more focus now into the pranamaya kosha as we feel this deep belly abdominal. Inhaling, expanding out the belly, exhaling, it coming in. And we're going to keep that breath into the belly. We're not going to move into 3-part yoga for a while. We're going to You want to hold on to chin mudra or bikini where all the fingers are touching. Feel, just go around and feel and try the different fingers. What mudra feels the best for you right now as we just go into the practice, into the pranayama kosha. So starting to feel as you breathe, feel this energy around your body and in your body. Tuning into not so much the physical body, but tuning into sensations. You might feel your heart beating, and that's a good way to connect because that's a physical sensation, but it creates a very powerful spiritual sensation. It's an etheric sensation around your body. So start to feel that aliveness, that prana, a more subtle body. It is also you. Just dive inside yourself and around your body. And taking a few deep breaths into the belly. I want you to bring your full focus to this prana body now as you breathe into the belly. We'll begin now. Anything tingling and vibrating, warmth, cool, flowing of energy, trembling, anything, diving into it all, energy body. Sensing yourself as an energy body. Breathing into the belly. Basking in the pranamaya kosha. And now I'm going to invite you to step into the Manamaya kosha. This is an interesting kosha. It's both mental and emotional. But the emotional rules the mental. It's a deeper feeling sense. So we're going to go into the emotional body, to this Manamaya kosha, which is going to just allow the mental part of us to rest for a moment. Doesn't need to engage in anything because we're just basking fully in the emotions. And then we're going to dive in and we're going to use mental body. So we're going to go into a single point of focus. And that's part of the path. And we're going to dive in. And then we're going to go into Samadhi. So taking a few deep breaths into pranamaya kosha, feeling everything flowing. Let's breathe these few breaths into silence. You can engage that and move on to all the bones of your life. One more deep breath. I'm going to let Sandra out. I think she's wanting to get outside. And then he has a kitty door. Let's grab this. So coming back from this real expanded body of energy, yet we're still going to be moving through the other phases as we go through the practice. So we've gotten a really good taste of Anandamaya kosha and the Pranamaya kosha. We'll be diving through these koshas at the end of practice for our Samadhi. So we're going to take some circles around the pelvic area and the hips, and just feeling the sensations that you feel. Nice, slow, so that you can be really conscious of what you're feeling. I love the sensations because this sometimes my lower back, I'm working on getting it so it's 100% pain free. It's very close, but when I do this, I feel so many sensations. It feels so good. And then going the other direction. And even if you don't have a yoga mat, you can just sit on the floor and do this, just moving around and feeling, and getting a little more connected to our body. So through this hot practice, we're going to be really in the Anandamaya Kosha, the physical being. So coming back up to center. And let's do our head. We should have done that first. Our neck. Some nice gentle rolls of the neck. And going nice and slowly enough to feel sensation. And remembering you can make some spontaneous movements, or you can massage a spot that feels really good. And then go in the other direction. Being aware of the rest of your physical body and bringing extra attention into the neck area of this physical body. And let's just do a couple more rolls, both directions, and moving the head slightly, the neck as we move. So just moving just naturally, letting it kind of flow with the body. Trying to become more and more relaxed in the body, more and more comfortable in the body, more embodied. The more we can bring our infinite intelligence into the cells of our body, which we're doing right now, the more empowered we can be in our body, the more of a presence, the more we can serve the body of our understanding, and coming back to the center, whatever it is, that is our soul, our individual ray, is one with all life and source and is being existent. Sustenance, its very existence is being sustained. And we just don't know exactly what that source is, but we know that it is all loving, it is one with us. We all have a different perception of what that which sustains us, that source, God of our understanding, however you may want to put it. And that is animating through every being. And that's pure intelligence, pure innocence, and pure love. And that's what animates through you. The more we can remind ourselves of this and know that this body is temporary, we're not the body, but we're embodying it. We're going to use it as a tool to serve the divine. And also that it's temporary. It's like a shirt that we really like that we wear for 10 years, it feels like it's awesome, and you have to let it go, and let it go, we lose it, and you're sad for a moment. But that's the body and the emotions. We're not the emotions. There's emotional channels and levels and states that are available. And there's also lots of channels of thought. And we get to choose as infinite intelligence animating through this piece of clothing. It's called a physical body. And it's an organic being that's joined with us with an animal body. And how can we use it for the highest? How can we use it so that how more and more of that divine intelligence can emanate through every cell of our body? We are just pure intelligence. There's nothing in the way. And that's why we just continue to awaken more, and that head doesn't have an end. And so we are going to come up to a standing position, and we're going to move into our flow of the day, our Virabhadrasana flow. So we're going to bring that feet to a nice wide stance. And the feet are rooted really deeply into the mat, into the earth. We're feeling that connection in our feet. And feeling them almost pressing down into the floor. So we're really going to get into our body and feel some sensations. If you ever go into pain, back off. Yoga never is supposed to be painful. If you ever want to go a little bit, you only have one breath in a pose, or if you want to go 4 breaths in a pose, This is your practice, so honor your body. You can just stay in one. If you just get kind of start to expand into Samadhi, you can just stay in, but honor the body. It's not staying closed for too long. So I'm going to be your guide, and you're going to be honoring your body. And there may be times you're on the mat where you need to go into child's pose or Savasana pose, and that's totally okay. So allow yourself to go into that, and you may go into an early Samadhi. Just allow that to happen at any time. And then after this practice, if you want to continue your Samadhi on, that's okay. We're going to take the right foot and we're going to move it, point it to the front of the mat, trying to get this camera so it mirrors. Oh, I don't have my light on. It was a little bit late today. Took a little long shower. So front foot is pointing towards the front of the mat, and we're going to bend the front knee so it's right over the ankle. So that back foot, we're going to set the foundation first for the pose. And back foot is 30, 45 degrees on the back of the mat. Some people like it 90 degrees. Feel what feels right for you. I've seen everything. A lot of teachers teach 90 degrees, but I've seen up to 45 or 30. And then this back thigh is going to be slightly engaged. And we're going to bend the front knee so it's right over the front ankle, so it's aligned. And the hips are facing me, so you can kind of relax in the hips. You don't have to square them or anything like that. Just face me. Bring the arms out, both as high as one another. And engage those bandhas. So you have your Mula Bandha, your pelvic floor. We're going to slightly engage that. Uddiyana Bandha comes in, Jarandava Bandha chin comes in. Tongues on the roof of the mouth. So engage those bandhas and look out over those front fingertips. And breathe. Fully present to the body and sensations. What is it like human being in Virabhadrasana 2? Beautiful job. And the exhale, bring the back hand to the back leg, front arm comes up. Your heart is reaching up towards the sky. Feel that line of energy from the heart out the extended fingertips. Let's engage those bones and breathe nice deep breaths, being fully present to the Annamaya and the Pranamaya kosha in our bodies here. Keeping the eyes open if you can. If you need to close them, allow them to close. You can be present for a little bit. This outer expression of us around us. One more deep breath, reaching up in the fingertips. And exhaling, you're going to bring the front arm to very gently rest on the front leg. It's just we're not bearing the weight down. Just still, our body's holding us, our muscular structure, our rib cage is holding us up. Feel the line of energy from the back of the leg along the side of the body, and then out the extended fingertips. And we're going to engage those bandhas, and we're going to take 3 deep breaths, basking in the beautiful energy field of our own being. Ananda and Pranamaya Kosha, bringing great self-love to the heart at the same time. Keep the eyes open if you can. I always try to dive in. One more deep breath as you extend the fingertips out. And breathe. And then exhale, we're going to straighten the front leg. And now it's an opportunity where you can grab a block if you like. This is really helpful. Sometimes I think I'm going to do the block today. So it's kind of nice to try both, going down to the floor and the block. I enjoy both, but the block kind of opens up your chest and your heart a little bit more. Although that feels really good. But I'm going to try the block today. So to try different things. It confuses me when we go along the block. But we'll figure it out. So little tiny micro bend in the knees. We don't want to lock the knees in our Trikonasana. So the arm is coming down to the right front foot, and by the ankle, maybe a little behind. Lined up there. So this right hand is in alignment with the ankle of the right foot. And then we're going to open up the chest. Feel the chest open. Feel those shoulder blades come together a little. Extending those fingertips up towards the heaven, engaging those bandhas, and breathe and dive into full presence in this pose. Full self-love. Feel everything that's going on in your pranamaya and your Anamaya Kosha. Inhaling, reaching up, and exhaling, coming down. And then we're going to, first what we're going to do is you're going to take a hand on either side of the front foot. So I'm going to probably switch my block over to this side. I'm going to take the back leg. I'm going to bring it so it's 90 degrees so the feet are like railroad tracks. I guess I'm going to keep my block over here. No, don't use the blocks very much in this. And then allowing those knees to be just slightly micro bendy, but we have straight legs. And then feeling you're going to feel your left hand really rooted into that mat as you twist away from me and reach the right arm up into our revolved triangle. Engage the bandhas and breathe. Viparita Trikonasana. One more deep breath, reaching out through the extended fingertips, and exhale that hand down. Beautiful. Okay, now you can use your blocks in this as well. If you have your blocks on either side of your feet, or if you have just one, and we are going to relax down into pyramid. So legs are straight, micro bending those knees, just tiny, tiny micro bend. Present to the knees, engaging those bandhas. And then breathing into the belly as you bask in the physical and life force sensations of this pose. Amazing, Darn. Okay. Beautiful job. We're going to move now into Virabhadrasana 1. So we can take that back foot. So it's anywhere from 90 to 30 degrees. We can, we're going to bring the knee back right over the ankle. We're going to feel a little engagement of the thighs coming in together and that little bend in that back knee. And we're going to come right on up, nice and gently coming up. Beautiful. Now, if you need to bring your stance closer, if you need to drop your knee into a low lunge, that is a modification you're able to do in this lunge. So first thing we want to do is square those hips. So I have my left foot back. I'm going to bring that left hip up. And then I got to always watch that knee and bring the knee back over the ankle. It likes to, and I adjust the hips. It likes to get lazy. And then we're going to feel an engagement of all the bandhas, Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, Jarandala Bandha. Bring the arms up. Shoulders are relaxing down. Those hips square, the knee over the ankle, and breathe. And bask in silence in all the sensations. Beautiful job. And we're going to come up in a standing position with the left foot a little further behind the right. We're going to move into a warrior 3. So I'm going to forward over that. So here we are, warrior 3. Front foot a little more than the right. And we're going to begin to hinge forward. You can come up onto your tippy toes on that back foot. And the hips are square here. You can either bring your arms straight out or you can move out to the side. And I have a lot of room for the sides. But this sometimes I can feel a little in my back, so I'll move to the side. And so let's hinge forward. Finding where you want to bring your arms. You can bring that back leg up as high as you can. Engage those bandhas. Find a drishti, a point in front of you that's not moving to gaze on and breathe. And exhale, coming back. Beautiful job. And then we're going to move into our wide stance. Again, we're going to move into our what I love is Utthita Konasana. And we're also going to do an Utthita Tadasana. So let's start with our 5-pointed star, Utthita Tadasana. So all the energy is coming from the solar plexus area, this heart area where this is being brought up a little bit when you hold the bodies engaged, just gently. Feet are wide, and we're going to feel the energy from the solar plexus area moving down the legs, into the feet, and into the earth. So they're pressing into the earth. It's an engaged pose, 5-pointed star. And then that energy is going to come up the core of our body, out our extended arms and fingertips. We're going to feel the fingertips engaging out. Have a little micro bend in the knees, but the feet are pressing into the earth. And then it goes clear up and through and out the crown chakra, all 5 lines of energy. Engage those bandhas and breathe into this pose. One more breath, feeling everything extending and releasing the hands to the hips. Release that on the feet, maybe wiggle around a little bit. It's beautiful. As we gauge the bandhas, those are the energy seals, and that locks the prana in. So as we breathe into the belly, and we're bringing our awareness from the body into the pranamaya kosha to some extent, and then we are breathing physical breath and prana and life force into the physical. So we're bringing more divine intelligence in and awareness in, and it's helping to embody the light into the cells, into the physical body. And so now we're going to move into our Utthita Konasana, bringing the heels together, and froggy feet I come. We're going to bend the knees so they're going over the feet. Find your squat, and maybe like really, I should do a really low one today. I usually go in between, but don't go past your edge. Remember, find that edge, that maybe 7, engaging those bandhas. We're going to bring the arms up, chest is open, palms are facing the earth and the world. You can bring them in towards yourself if you need energy. Engaging the bandhas and breathe. Everything within you, allow it to stop for these 3 breaths. Be fully present in your own heart, your own love. One more breath. Beautiful, and coming up. Beautiful job. Beautiful job. Shaking out a little bit. And still keep those feet in a wide stance, but just shake out the shoulders, the arms, the legs a little bit. That was beautiful. And now we're going to move into wide leg forward fold. And this is just a really beautiful posture. So we're going to bring our hands on our hips. Stick that tailbone out a little bit. And we're going to start to hinge at the hips. And we're not going to round the spine. So the head and the neck, the thoracic are all just still. The only thing moving is the hip joint. Feel just that hip joint moving in your body. It's almost like you're a robot. But you're not. And then allow the spine to round. And you can bring your hands down to the block. And you can bring your hands down to the floor. You can have the block up to the highest level if that helps. More medium, low level. Or if you want to just bring your hands down to the floor and just relax. And allow the head to relax and very gentle. Never forcing, but just very, whatever your gentleness is. We're not even on the edge. We're on like a 2. Just shaking that head out to release any stuck energies in the neck, any rigidity, making the body a little freer every day, a little more embodied every day. And then going one side and the other, and that nice stretch on the inner thighs. Keeping those bandhas slightly engaged and keeping the breath flowing. Really present to your body, to the love you have for all aspects of yourself, including the physical, the spiritual, the mental, the emotional. Beautiful. Going over to the other side. Noticing the sensations. And basking in sensations, allowing it to be a very beautiful experience of connection, connecting in a loving way with the self. And coming back to center. Sometimes I get in a pose and I feel like I could just bask in it for a long time. So bringing the hands to the hips, we're going to first lift the head. Please first lift this heavy head because this is like a lever we're coming up. We want to protect the lower back. And then we come up nice and gently. Beautiful. That felt so good. And we're going to move over to this Virabhadrasana flow onto the other side. Focusing on full presence of the body, the love we have for our own self, our own heart, and how we can be the most loving parent. And when you think about being a parent to yourself, engaging this back thigh, front knee is right over the front ankle. Find the width of the feet that works for you. It feels best. And as you practice, this might widen and widen. It might be very narrow, and you can even your hips are facing me. Arms out to the sides. Feel the fingertips extending out away from you. Feel the head extending up. Engage those bandhas and let's breathe into that belly. One more nice deep breath. We're gazing out over the front fingertips. And on your next exhale, bring the back hand to the back leg and reaching that front arm up and feeling the heart opening, feeling the chest open, allowing the heart to just be open to love, your own love in this moment. Engaging those bandhas and breathe. Next inhale, reaching up into the extended fingertips. And then on the exhale, we scoop down into our side angle. Virabhadrasana flow, warrior flow. Back arm comes up alongside the body. Feel the back leg pressing into the earth. The line of energy comes up with the side body and out the fingertips. And we're going to engage those bandhas and we're going to breathe in side angle. Remember, just a little bit of weight here to stabilize. Next, inhale, reaching into the fingertips. And exhale, we're going to straighten the leg. Try to go up on his side to keep myself even. And so you're going to have your left hand sturdy on the block or the mat. It's by the ankle of the front foot, your left foot, and opening up the heart. Stacking those shoulders, engaging those bandhas and breathe. You can gaze up to the fingertips, the extended fingertips. So you can keep your spine in alignment. One more deep breath in, reaching up, and then exhaling down, fully present to the body. Bring that right hand onto the block. Let's take that back leg and rotate it 90 degrees. You're going to twist away from me as you bring the left arm up. Micro bend in the knees. Engage the bandhas and breathe. One more deep breath, reaching into the extended fingertips. And exhale. We're going to bring the hands to either side of the front foot. If you have your blocks, you can use that. Otherwise, you can just bring your hands down. Back foot is going to come comfortably between 90 and 30 degrees. And we're going to, those legs are going to be straight. Front leg is straight. And a nice little tiny micro bend. We don't want to lock the knees. And then resting the chest and the head towards the front foot. Our front foot. And this is Parsvatonasana, pyramid pose. Parsvatonasana. Engaging those bandhas and breathe and be fully present here in this pose. Draw sensation. And exhale. Bring that front knees over the front foot. And in your stance, you might want to narrow it. So you can have a narrower stance. You can even drop back knee down to a low lunge. We're going to make a high lunge now. So first you're going to do the on your fingertips you want and feel back foot sturdy into the magnified, coming together, engaging together. That's a micro bend in the back knee. You just lift the body up, stay rich, knees to knees. And see how you can bring the torso facing straight up, resting on the body. And then you can sit back over the knee. Engaging this back thigh, this back thigh, and we're going to square those hips now. So my right leg is back, and bring that right a little forward, and we engage my bodies first. Pelvic floor, Uddiyana, and Pranayama. Engage the bodies, bring the arms up, relax the shoulders down, and breathe 3 deep breaths. And this last deep breath in, see if you can extend the fingertips a little higher. And then release down and you're going to pick up that leg. And just take one step forward. So you have the right leg a little behind the left here. And we're sending into the next. We're going to start to move into Virabhadrasana 3. It's a balance pose. It's a balance for the day. And we're going to begin to come up onto our toes on that back foot. Bring the weight into the front foot, the front left foot. And that foot grounded into the earth. And we're going to hinge forward as you lift the back foot up. You can bring those arms straight in front of you or along to the side. Whatever works for you. Engaging the bodies and breathing. If you come out, just come back in. One more breath. And coming back up. I have a little more work to do on that side, my left. But it's not as stable as my right now. But I'm getting there to be balanced in similar ways. I'm really working on the balances. And I have some work to do for sure. Beautiful job. So here we are. We're going to do one more effort pose, 2 more effort poses. Then we're going to get up down and we're going to roll around a little and go into our Samadhi. So we haven't done chair in a little while, so I'm going to stand sideways for chair. So feet are hip width apart, and you're going to bend those knees a little bit, and then you're going to begin to bring your buttocks up. Like you're going to sit down on the chair and just come and bring yourself down onto it. So you are using your leg muscles to hold. There's no chair behind you. Spine is nice and aligned. Bring the arms up alongside the body. Engage those bundles and breathe. Last breath. Inhaling, reaching into the fingertips. Then exhaling, coming up, and we're going to move right into standing yoga movement. Clasping the hands behind us, hinging forward, bringing those arms up to the sky. Head is down low. Standing yoga movement. We are honoring our heart. We're honoring self-love. And that amazing, loving parent for ourselves. Tuning into that. That's already out there. It's already available. Just tuning into it every moment. It's a loving voice we can tune into for ourselves. Take one more breath here. And releasing the hands, bring the hands down to the mat. We're just going to move into a child's pose because we have put together some really great efforts. So we're just going to allow ourselves to take 3 nice long breaths in child's pose and really be with our own heart and our own self-love, acknowledging ourselves for being on the mat, acknowledging ourselves for being here in a body on this planet at this time. Whatever you want to acknowledge yourself for, just pour in the acknowledgement. Just sitting on the mat is the biggest acknowledgement. Or sitting not on the mat, watching or considering what you want to say. That, acknowledge yourself for that wherever it is where you are, where you can just show yourself some compliments and just giving yourself that self-love during this time. And begin then. And gently coming up and bring the feet in front. We're going to move into some spinal rocks. Just giving a nice massage. If you don't have enough cushion below, just come onto your back gently. But if you can get a little cushion, this is a really good massage. The erector spinae muscle goes up and down alongside our spines, our lower back, kidneys. It's very nice. Waking up the back body and then gently coming. So you're laying on your back, the feet are up. You don't have a lot of time, but I think it'd be nice to do a nice deep twist and definitely do a baby pose before the end of the practice. So let's take that left leg straight out. Beautiful. And the right knee is up and the right foot is on the mat. And then lift those hips up a little and then just come about an inch or two to your left side. Like you can roll over to your left side. Just to keep that lower back neutral. And bring the right knee up. Bring the left hand onto the right knee and gently guide you over. And feel how good that feels, that nice twist. And taking the right arm and extend it 90 degrees out the front. Turn the head to gaze out over the right fingertips. Engaging those bonds gently and then breathe in basking sensation. See how deeply you can feel into this pose. in prana and anandamaya kosha. And releasing the knee, coming back to center. And switch back to center, and let's take the right foot out. Left knee is up, left foot is on the earth, coming up onto that right side just a little, right knee coming over to the left, left knee coming over to the right, right hand on the left knee, guiding it over, and then the left arm is out 90 degrees, and we're going to gaze out over the left fingertips, or just close your eyes and dive into the Anandamaya and Pranamaya positions. Gentle engagement of the bandhas. Thoughts come in, just dismiss them. You're into the felt sense of the body. And releasing that left leg. And so you're flat on your back. Beautiful job. And let's bring those knees into the chest. Just to release and relax that lower back. And roll around a little on your back. Feeling the sensations. Feeling the earth underneath you. On the back of your head. Upper back. Mid back. Lower back. Moving side to side, just noticing the sensations, and coming back to center. And we're going to open those knees up a little bit, just opening them up. We're going to bring the feet so they're facing the sky, and bring the hands on the outside of the feet. Keep those knees open, and they're aligned with our armpit, not our rib. And then gently pulling the hands down towards the body as you feel opening the hip. The knees are coming down towards the armpits. And feeling that great hip openers. Staying on your edge, like a 7. You don't want to overdo it. We don't want to underdo it. We want to stand a little above medium. So a 7 of effort. Engaging the bandhas and breathe and noticing sensation. Beautiful job. Releasing. Let's feet a little bit. Let's bring those legs up. Just a little. If you want to come up into a half shoulder stand, you can do that. Or you can just stay with the legs up. Find where you're at. Feet are above the head. And then if you like to hinge at the hips into a plow. And for me, I used to go down to the floor. I have found that just keeping these legs at 90 degrees, I can flex the feet or point them, is a little better benefit for the body and protects this lower back here. Find where you are in your pose. You may just be rolled up in a ball again. One more breath here. Beautiful. Bringing the hands down to the mat, curling those knees into the body. Beautiful job. Beautiful, beautiful job. All right. Let's go into our last pose, which will be fish, and then we'll do some releases. So our flat on our back, hands are on the earth, face down. We're going to bring a hand underneath each buttocks. Bring those elbows and forearms, the upper arms tucked in towards the body, pressing into the elbows as we lift the chest and the head, and then very gently bringing the head down to rest. on the mat. If you can get on the crown of the head, that's best. And engage the bodies and breathe and bask in sensation. And inhaling, reaching up, and exhaling, coming back on your back. And let's bring those knees into the chest. And at this time, just bringing so much self-love to our own being. And here we are on this mat, taking some time today to just be real still, present with the physical and pranamaya dishes. Very present. And let's release those knees, having the knees up, feet are on the earth, and just feeling the body relaxed. And begin to swivel those hips in our hula. So you feel one hip coming up towards the armpit, the opposite hips dropping down to the heel. Oh, a lot of good sensation in this. And then we're going to switch sides, so the opposites. And just continue, sacrum's flat on the earth, nothing lifts up. And just slightly engage those bandhas and breathe through this posture, basking in all the physical and energetic sensation. And coming back to center, we're going to move into hip pointers. So we're going to point one hip at a time up towards the sky. So let's take that left hip, or whatever side you choose, lifting that hip up, pointing up towards the sky. That butt cheek will lift off the mat a little. Other hip and butt cheek are rooted into the mat. And then relax back down and switch. So this butt cheek and hip is just pointing up, is rooted into the mat. As the other side points up, you feel a nice twist in the lumbar and feeling it pointing up towards the sky. And so we'll engage our bandhas and move into hip pointers, basking in the sensations, the energetic and the physical. Feeling great self-love for our own self, unconditionally. Nothing we need to do or not do to deserve our love. Our own love. And gently coming back to center. Beautiful. We're going to move into cat-cow, flexion and extension in the supine position. So let's go into cat, pressing the small of the back into the earth. Feel the tailbone tucked under a little bit. And then in our cow, we're going to arch that lumbar spine, that lower spine up off the earth. Our back may still be on the earth, but our spine is lifted up and the tailbone is pointing into the earth. And just going back and forth in this flexion and extension. The cat is flexion, and our cow is extension of the spine. And let's breathe and bask in sensation. Noticing that as you bask in sensation, it can be quite rapturous, quite blissful. And just a deep sense of presence and fulfillment, contentment. Just being fully present with sensations in your body. Every once in a while, when I move into my cow, be very careful with this to make sure it's very subtle and gentle. I'll wag my tail a little bit and notice new sensations. I'm very gentle with this. Very slow, very subtle. Find your subtleness. And coming back to center, beautiful job. We are going to open those feet out wide, keeping the knees up, and you can drop one knee at a time into the center for a single knee drop. Really nice opening in your hip. And just taking your time with this, noticing sensation, and breathe into that belly. Bring your awareness to those legs, those feet, sensations in your hips. Coming back to center, beautiful job. We're going to bring the feet in and dropping the feet over to one side or the other. And if you like to hold a hand mover during this, you can take that upper knee up and start bringing it over to the opposite side. The lower knee will follow, and both legs are stacked over onto the other side. And then again, taking that upper knee up, nice and slowly coming over to the other side. That lower knee is going to follow, and both knees will be stacked over to the other side. And continuing at your own pace, fully present to sensation. Keeping the breath flowing. Maybe one more time. When we're moving into our Savasana position or your Samadhi position, whatever it is, let's do one final bringing the knees to the chest and rolling around, releasing that lower back one last time. And as we move into Samadhi, I invite you to be in a really comfortable position so your body can be very still for a half hour. A blanket is always good. I'm going to grab myself a blanket. And start to just take care of yourself, creating your little nest for yourself. So if you decide to sit up, you can have a little cushion, those sit bones. Find where you're comfortable and flat on your back. Savasana is the easiest way to really rest into this Samadhi experience. But finding the most comfortable position where you can be very still. And begin to bring your awareness fully to the physical body. 360 degrees. Feeling where it's connected to the earth. Feeling that grounding of the earth. Holding your body safe. Your body is safe. You're in the parasympathetic nervous system. You're breathing in your belly for over an hour. You're in the parasympathetic nervous system. You're relaxed. Being present to this deep relaxation and feeling the pranamaya kosha as you breathe into that lower belly area. That tingling energy body, that prana body, all around you and in you. View yourself now, not so much as a physical body, but as a light body, tingling, etheric, basking in this aspect of your own being, the pranamaya kosha. Comes with you everywhere. It's always there. Can't have the physical without this energy pranamaya kosha. We're going to dive a little deeper now into Manamaya Kosha, so I invite you to bask in all the emotions that are present. You don't have to dig up emotions, you don't have to create them. Just see what is present within you now. Maybe there's just spaciousness. Whatever's there, maybe contentment. Basking in it without labeling it. I just labeled it, but we want you not just to feel the felt sense. Such a mix. Couldn't even possibly put one name on it. Taking some time to bask in this Manamaya Kosha, this emotional body, wherever it is at, intensely on either side of the spectrum of emotions, fully present, fully accepting, fully loving. Taking some time now to go into silence, basking in the emotional body. Ever arises that kaleidoscope, a trillion emotions. Allow whatever is there emotionally to rise. Be felt fully, push nothing away. Bask in those emotions. Bask in the wine, nectar. And bringing yourself now to a sense of centeredness. Bringing all your attention into your heart. All your attention single focusing into your heart. Love into love. And rest here for several breaths. If the attention wanders, to thinking mode or anywhere else other than love and flow, from the heart to the heart, your heart, and all your awareness into the physical, the energetic heart. Just bring it back into the heart. And now, you can say, I love you to the heart. All the focus on your own heart, all your focused attention. And as you bring your attention to your heart, imagine it expanding. The energy field of the heart expands even further beyond your body. And you feel a sense of gratitude along with that love. As you continue to breathe into yourself as heart energy, begin our mantra, an I mantra, I am everything, either the I am mantra, your own personal mantra, the significance to you, and bring our single point of focus to this mantra. Several breaths. We're going to keep repeating this mantra. I am everything. Your own personal mantra. The I love you. Thank you. And all your attention to your mantra now. Several breaths. Single point of focus, concentration. And inviting you to release this focus concentration, allowing your mind to simply rest in expanded conscious awareness, and allow that samadhi to, by grace, just take you. Settling into that silent stillness. While knowing being everything and one thing. Silent stillness. Only coming back to the silent stillness. Here expanding awareness. Everything, nothing, everywhere, now. basking in bliss, pure awareness. Fully present, here and now. Stop. Beginning to breathe into the belly. Bringing yourself into that pranamaya kosha. And you feel some emotions arise, basking between the manamaya and the pranamaya, and then merge. Asking emotion and sensations arising, leaning into it all. Allowing it to arise with full acceptance and love. And beginning to bring yourself back to the Anandamaya kosha body. And again, this physical part of you, legs, maybe begin to open up and wiggle fingers and toes. Stretch the body. Start to come back into the physical being, Anandamaya kosha. And rolling yourself over to one side or the other. And when you're ready, coming up to a seated position. And drumming. A spontaneous chant would like to arise. Fun. You never know what's going to arise. So taking this moment to really become present to yourself, feeling your consciousness rich, present. We're going to set an intention into our consciousness. And we're going to set this intention for however long you want. This will be our intention for the weekend. We won't be back till Monday. And think about something that you desire. Just repeating it as it is now. I am that baseball star player. I am that dancer. I love to dance. I have a relationship in my dreams, career in my dreams, whatever it is. I create a piece of art that inspires me. Whatever it is in your heart that you'd like to brings you joy, is harmless to others and yourself. And bring that as if it is now. And begin to repeat that into your consciousness for a few breaths. Sealing that in with love and gratitude. And you deserve your heart's desires. And sealing it as a letting go as well. This or better. This or better. And that your visualization, there may be one infinite intelligence sees that's a higher vision, a higher possibility. So let go this or better. And taking one last scan of the body, the emotional body, the Anandamaya Kosha and Anamaya Kosha. And your Manamaya Kosha. Asking the emotions, the energies, physical sensations. Diving deeply in and sensing what you feel, what's there. Just bless the earth, bless the sky, all the directions. And conclude with Namaste. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is of love, of light, of truth, and of peace. And you are in that place in you, and I am in that place in me. We are one. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. I am Grace. You can check out oneworldcommunity.com for our Earth event. We'll be having a yoga and meditation. And please check out our EcstaticYoga.Studio. I have a fall teacher training coming up. Wishing you a most beautiful and blessed day.